What's up everyone, I'm Becca and welcome to my channel. The rule set for the newest format has just been announced, and starting September 1st, we will be playing in Regulation J. In Regulation J, you will be allowed to use 2 restricted Pokemon, and this includes Mythicals. It's important to note that Regulation J only applies to online play, and for the in-person VGC circuit, they will be following Regulation H. I thought it would be fun to make a tier list of the mythical Pokemon. I'll be ranking the mythicals according to their base stats, abilities, and movesets. This is the criteria that I will be using, but feel free to let me know in the comments what your tier list would look like. Also, if you like this type of video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more Pokemon content. Now, let's get into it. I have never played with any of the mythical Pokemon in any video game. The only time I've used mythical Pokemon was when I was playing the TCG and I had a Mew and Genesect deck. So this is going to be very fun to look at. We're going to start with Mew, and looking at its base stats, they seem like okay. They seem good, I guess. At least 100 speed. I would say it's on the lower end of the speedier Pokemon. I like that it can be trained to be a special or a physical attacking mon. It looks like with Synchronize, whatever status you affect it with, it will just copy it onto its opponent. And as far as its moveset, does it learn everything? It looks like it learns everything. Hold on. Yeah, it learns everything. It's like a Smeargle. Okay. So I mean, I think that's really cool. There's obviously not that many Pokemon that can learn every single move. And I think that's cool. I think it offers like good versatility. It doesn't seem broken. I would use that. I'm gonna put it in A. I'm gonna put it in A. I think I would use that. We're gonna take a look at Jirachi. Jirachi has all of the same stats. Its ability Serene Grace. This Pokemon's moves have their secondary effect chance doubled. Okay. That's kind of scary. Let's see. Is it Sludge? I'm trying to think of a Body Slam. 30% chance to paralyze the target. So basically it'd be 60% chance of paralyzing your target. I think that's a little crazy. Let's see. Can it learn everything too? I'm wondering if... Okay, it can learn a good amount of moves. Based on its ability, I would see how many moves, I guess, could have status effects. And I think that kind of just boosts it up. Like, imagine you're 20% likely to get frozen now. I really like that ability. I think that I would want to experiment with something like that. I feel like Jirachi would go really good on a disruption type team. So I'm gonna... should I put that in A? I think I'm gonna put that in A as well, honestly. Next up, we have Deoxys. Very strong, very fast, but very frail. So I feel like this would automatically be like a focus sash. Yeah, that's insanely frail. So let's see the moves. It's gonna be, it could also be either. It could be a physical or a special attacking. Wide moveset, I think it'd be quite limited. Pressure, if this Pokemon is the target of its foe's move, lose an additional PP. I think because it's so fragile, I don't know. Because if you, well, it's quite fast, so I think it would be hard to tap into it immediately. Because its attack stats are so high, I think it can go in B, just because if you put a focus sash on it, even if something somehow outspeeds it, you would still get a turn with attacking it. So, I mean, I can't imagine what else would outspeed it being at 150, I guess, depending on what you put a choice scarf on. Deoxys attack is even stronger, base 180, and then again with the defenses and the HP. I don't like that. I think that's so... Those are such strange stats, but I feel like it wouldn't be fair to put one of the Deoxys in this category and the others are not. Again, it feels very limiting because you can only put basically a focus sash on it. Put that in the B tier. Honestly, the Deoxys might like drop a tier. I don't know. I'd have to see it in play, honestly, but it seems like they are all going to be like sash hogs. Again, we have... Oh, okay, so the defense one is opposite. Can it, what is it? Body press? Oh, it can't learn body press. What move would it be benefiting using such a high defense stat? Can it follow me? It can't follow me. Can it rage powder? No. Damages target based on defense. Psyshock. I mean, this is the only move that I can imagine actually benefiting from its stat distribution, which I don't know. It doesn't seem very strong, especially, you know, we still have a Terra format. So, I mean, imagine trying to get damage off into a dark type that's immune, or they just, you know, Terra into something that's straight up immune to that. I think that's pretty bad. Probably put that in D just because I don't think I would ever use that version of Deoxys. Deoxys speed, pretty mid stats all around except for its speed. I'm honestly not even gonna waste time looking at its stats. Like, I would just never use that. Next up, we have Manafy. Again, 100s all around. Hydration. This Pokemon has its status cured at the end of each turn if Rain Dance is active. I mean, I guess if you're like put to sleep or paralyzed, that's good. And as far as moves, it's a pure water type, so let's go ahead and look at the water type moves that I can learn. Flip turn. I mean, it seems okay, but it's not gonna replace Urshifu. Like, if Urshifu is still viable and you tell me to pick between Urshifu and Manaphy, I'm gonna pick Urshifu. I don't think it's terrible. I think I would use it just like for funsies. But nah, it's going in D. It's going in D for me. It's like Manaphy's cousin, and they're not in competition because Manaphy has higher stats than this. They have the same ability, and I would assume probably the same move pool. Yeah, because like the stats for attack and special attack are so low, I definitely wouldn't use this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that right next to its cousin. Darkrai. So I hear that this move right here is what like terrorized a format in VGC before. Causes all the foes to fall asleep. 50% accuracy though. I mean, I assume if you put like wide lens on it or something, or use gravity, let's Bad Dreams. Causes sleeping foes to lose an eighth of their max HP. That is kind of crazy. So I guess pair this with either a wide lens to increase the accuracy, or a mon that knows gravity and you're just dark voiding every turn. I don't know if this move is going to be banned in this format, but I've heard horror stories around that move. It's got a pretty diverse move pool, but it's typing dark. Let's look at, I don't know that many, is it special attacking? I don't know that many special attacks that are dark, actually. Let's see. Yeah, no, dark is primarily a physical. So, I mean, this would probably just sit there to terrorize your opponent. I mean, for that reason, I think that because it doesn't have, like, much offensive pressure, and because restricted legendaries are still usable, I'm pretty sure Maridon's not going anywhere. So I would probably put this in C tier. Because, I mean, if its main thing is putting Pokemon to sleep and Maridon is still everywhere, I don't see this getting much usage. Next up, we got Shaman. Again, we have hundreds all around. Natural Cure. This Pokemon has its non-volatile status conditions cured when switched out, I guess. Now, not too many moves compared to the other Pokemon, but it's not really striking me as like anything good as far as offensive pressure. It can't Rage Powder. It can't Follow Me. Not that its stats are like that good to be a redirecting mon, but it's not giving what it needs to give, in my opinion. Shaman Sky, it's faster, but other than that, it's not really anything special. Special attack being 120. I think Flutter Mane is what, like 135? Those are, I mean, I would say just based off of this alone, it's not worth the slot, right? So if it's not worth the slot, I think it just automatically goes in D tier. A lot of Pokemon in D tier. Am I being too harsh? Now we have Peturant, poison type, poison Pup Steer. So if this Pokemon poisons the target also becomes confused. That's annoying. Stats are pretty mid in my opinion. Wow, it's got a 160 defense, Sludge Bomb. It can learn Sludge Bomb and Sludge Wave. I guess with that ability, it's okay, but it's not something that I would super lean into or rely on. I think it's is it slightly better than any of those? No. I think it's slightly better than the Shamans, but I still don't think it's good. I think it's better than Manaphy's cousin. I think in this one, I actually would put Manaphy like at the top of this. Because I think the Deoxys are just like not good. So I would put Manaphy at the top of D tier. We have Keldeo, water and fighting. Base stats, they are okay. It's not super fast, but it's fast enough, I would say. Its special attack is quite high. Justified. This Pokemon's attack is raised 1 stage after it is damaged by a dark type move. If it's raising the attack stat specifically, I don't know that I would train it to be a physical attacking Pokemon. Now, if it raises both attack stats, then maybe. Again, I don't know that it's really worth the slot. Fighting's gonna be physical for the most part. I think water has a bit, it's a bit balanced between physical and special attack. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's as bad as the Pokemon that I have already put in D. So I'll put it in C for now. I'm feeling a little bit generous. Yo, Resolute. Let me see what the comparison here is. I think it's just they look like they have the same exact stats, and they have the same, they're the exact same. Okay. Moves. I mean, if they're twins, then I guess they have to go together, right? So we'll also put that in C tier. I have a special connection to Mealoetta. When I was playing TCG, I had Mealoetta in one of my decks, and she was like very, very strong attacker. And it looks like she's a strong attacker in the game too. Special attack at 128, a couple points shy of what Flutter Mane is. Speed 95 is pretty decent. I think these are overall pretty good stats. It also has a chance to double its secondary attack, so let's see what we have that we could benefit from that. Like I said, I've used Mealoetta before, so I'm a little bit biased. I would definitely use her again. Do I think that she's worth putting in A though? I feel like bottom of A is not terrible, but top of A, I think top of B, I think is a bit more fair. Look at Mealoetta's twin. I don't know if you can use both of them, but just for the sake of the list, I will rate both. So one is psychic and then one is fighting. Attack stat 128. I think that's pretty decent, and it's quite fast as well. The same thing, secondary effect are doubled. Their percentage is doubled. I feel like its attack stat is high enough that it could be used. I don't know that with its typing I would necessarily put like one of the moves on it that has that secondary effect. I don't know that I would use it to that degree, but I mean, based on its attack stat alone and its overall like HP and like defenses being somewhat decent, I think it's okay to put it in B. Let's see, very high defense, pretty high attack stat. The HP is very low, and so is the speed. I would assume this is something that you can put in Trick Room. Look at its ability, Clear Body, prevents other Pokemon from lowering its stats. Okay, so you don't have to worry about like being intimidated if you are going to train it to be an attacker, like a physical attacker, but it looks like it can be both. Moves, let's see, it's Rock and Fairy. Can you learn, what is that, Rock Slide? You can. Let's see. Dazzling Gleam? Moonblast? Okay, so I mean, it's got a good move pool. I don't really know in correlation to like its HP being so low and its defense being so high. I guess you would probably just invest a ton of EVs here. It doesn't look like it increases it that much, but yeah, I mean, I think fairy types are really strong, and I think the opportunity to have like your opponent flinch is also very strong. Probably, I think I'd put this at like the top of C, towards the top of C. I think this is a fine slot actually. If you get it set up well enough in Trick Room and then you have something to redirect, I guess, like the damage taken, depending on how, again, like the low HP and the defenses kind of balance each other out, I think it can go in the bottom of B. Hoopa! Okay, so Hoopa, pretty slow, and its defense is pretty low. Its special attack though is very high. Ability Magician. If this Pokemon has no item, it steals the item off of a Pokemon it's hit with. Okay. Okay, I guess. It's, again, a higher special attack. So let's look at the special attacking psychic. Expanding force, not bad. Okay, so you can pair it with Indeedee. It could go in Trick Room. Let's see. That's a very, very high special attack. I feel like it's not fair to put it below B because of the special attack being so high. So that's where I'll put it. Hoopa Unbound, is special attack is insanely high. Speed is, I'd say, mid speed. Just put a couple EVs in the speed and set Tailwind maybe, or just para your opponent, and I feel like this can probably run away with some games. Let's see. Special attack is only 10 points higher than its physical attack, so I feel like you would be safe training it to do either. I'm an offense girly. Like, I'm a hyper offensive girly. So if you can like blow stuff up, I'm gonna put you like towards the top of the list. I'm not gonna lie. So I think I'm gonna put Hoopa like at the very, very top here, because I mean those attacking stats are insanely high. Gerra, let's see, base stats, whatever. Special attack 130, good. It's a little bit off from Fluttermane, but only like 5 points, so I mean that's pretty good in my opinion. Steel Fairy, so we have like a Zacian but special attacking. Let's see, can you Moonblast? You can't Moonblast. Okay, can you Dazzle? Can you Flash Cannon? Okay, so you can Dazzle and you can Flash Cannon. I don't think that's enough for me. I don't think that's enough for me to consider you to be good. I think I would put you down here, honestly. I think I put you like towards the top of this. I think it'd put you at the top of C, just because, like, you know, I think that Fairy and Steel are good typing. Origin, let's see the difference in stats here. It looks the same, right? It's the same. Heart, this Pokemon's special attack is raised 1 stage when another Pokemon faints. Okay, so it's a little bit different than the Calirex's, when it seems like it doesn't have to get the KO in order to get the stat raised. I think that's okay. Let's see, you are Steel Fairy, so you also get Dazzling Gleam. Do you get Moonblast? No, but you get Flash Cannon. Okay, so I mean, almost the same as its cousin. I'm pretty comfortable like putting it right next to the cousin, actually. Zarude, let's see. Attack 120, okay. HP 105, speed 105. I would say compared to, so I'm comparing this to like the already existing restricteds, and I guess you could say like a couple of Pokemon on this list that I've looked at their stat already, and yeah, it's on the faster side for sure. Let's see what we have. Dark and Grass, so I'm just curious. Okay, you can't fake it. Can you Grassy Glide? You can Grassy Glide. Can you Wood Hammer? You can't Wood Hammer. Let's see again. You are primarily a physical attacker, so dark type moves that are physical attacking. Let's take a look. Crunch, knockoff. Okay, I think that these moves are okay, and I think his stats are also okay. I don't know that I would dedicate a slot to it. I wouldn't be against trying it out. So I think I'm gonna put it like at the bottom of B or top of C. I think I'd put it at the bottom of B. I think its typing is okay. I think Grass is good, and I think Dark has like its perks. Zarude Dada? What's the difference here? It looks like they're about the same, yeah? Looks like the stats are all the same, and so is the ability. It looks like they're the same, honestly, and I would assume that they get the same movesets, but because they're the same, they have to go next to each other, right? Bottom of B. Next up, we have Volcanion, a fire and water type, water absorb. So this Pokemon heals 1/4 of its max HP if hit by water moves. So basically it's immune to water. It's kind of like Ogerpon, right? Let's look at its stats again. Base 80, speed 70, special attack 130. I don't know, because it's so, I consider that slow, right? I think that's slower than Indeedee. So you'd probably want to use this in Trick Room. I don't know. Let's see. Do you get... I think there's like a Steam Eruption. Yeah, Steam Eruption. Do you also get regular Eruption? That'd be kind of cool if you could spam both. Okay, it can only get Steam Eruption, so... And it can also learn Weather Ball. So, I mean, with Weather Ball, it can get stabbed in the sun and in the rain. I think it's okay. I don't think it's great, but I think it's okay. So I feel fine putting this like in the middle of C. So we have the God of Pokemon. So base 120 all around, multi-type. If this Pokemon is an Arceus, its type changes to match its held plate. What kind of plates do you have? Oh, okay, cool. So you just throw any plate on it, and I would assume if I throw a Dread plate on it, then it's gonna be Dark type. Is that accurate? Arceus anything, which I think that's really cool. I would assume he can learn just about everything because of that. Yeah, it looks like Arceus can learn like just about every move. Interesting. I can make it anything. You could be who you want to be. I think that's really cool. I think that, I mean, I've been a little bit spoiled. Like, I feel like everybody puts like Arceus in S tier. So the way I see S tier, right? I think that from the restricteds that we currently have, that Maridon is S tier, and I think that Maridon sits in S tier by itself, honestly. I think that the Calyrexes are good, but I think that they're just A level good. I don't think that they are necessarily Maridon good. I think Maridon just does crazy amounts of damage, especially in electric terrain. So I would put this above Mew. Would I put this above Hoopa? Let me double check Hoopa. Really liked Hoopa because of its stats. The special attack was insane. I think that I would leave Hoopa at the top, and then I'd put Arceus next to it. And this is my final tier list. I think that I was a little harsh on my D tiers. Actually, no. I think everybody who's in D tier deserves to be there. But I didn't see anything that really stuck out to me that was like S tier level. I could be wrong, you know, once the format starts and I start playing with some of these Pokemon and seeing like how their skills apply to battles, then I'm sure that this list could probably change by the end of the season. Don't forget to let me know in the comments where these Pokemon will fall on your tier list. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next one.